Week 3, boys. Everyone get in here. 49ers Giants, that's starting Better League Network. First stream as an affiliated Twitch channel, so make sure to come through. Thank you all for your support. We finally reached the follower quota. We finally reached the streams quota, all that. So this is the first one, man. It feels like we've grown up as a league. This is the first time. I mean, this is the first time we've ever had a stream at all. A league stream at all, much less an affiliated one, so I'm very excited to be part of it with you all. CMAS is present, big love to you. Oh, hopefully you turned in-game comm. I forgot to. Alright, I'm gonna have to tell him to turn in-game comm off. I apologize for that, y'all. I'll do that real quick. Told him to do that, but for now we have the 1-1 San Francisco 49ers versus the 1-1 New York Giants. I am alone in the commentary booth for now. Eventually Justin might join me. He's trying to figure out his Twitch streaming abilities, like his ability to commentate over Discord as opposed to Xbox. So we may get him in here later, but for now, as we have Hero Austin turning off in-game commentary, shout out to him for that. I apologize for forgetting to do that. We have a really, really exciting game for you all today. Obviously, the San Francisco 49ers blown 31-0 lead to the Cardinals in Week 1 was maybe the biggest story of Week 1, other than the Chase Cody game and the subsequent controversy that came from it. But as far as I'm aware, I think that's the biggest blown lead in the history of the Better League. 31 points, and it's only in Week 1 of Season 1 of the cycle, so if that's any indicator, then this is going to be an incredible cycle. But Hero Austin, of course, New York Giants user, he is trying to get a good season of his own going. It looks like the NFC East, may be a little bit better than we were thinking initially. We've had some strong performances from really all 4 of the users at different point at different times, but for now, we have Daniel Jones and the New York Giants taking the field. Of course, Daniel Jones actually had one of the most impressive passing performances we've seen in a long time, as we have Saquon Barkley, the unquestioned superstar of this Giants offensive unit. Really, no one else, as far as I'm aware, has those superstar abilities, really has any abilities whatsoever, as far as I'm aware, on the Giants offense. But Saquon Barkley will be leaned on very heavily, as we already see a wildcat approach. This is interesting. Now, as I'll announce this play real quick, and then I'll get to that point, is we have an inverted veer concept as Saquon Barkley finds a hole, and Barkley jukes a man, gets a gain of 12 and a first down. And as I said before, we've seen Saquon Barkley plenty of times during the course of this game. Now, this is, again, an interesting matchup because Ben, one of the very best users in the league, talent-wise. Of course, we saw he won a Super Bowl in Madden 20, put forth one of the most impressive seasons in the history of the Better League, quite frankly. But again, that loss against Cloud was very sloppy, and who knows if that's affected his composure moving forward, as we have a mountain halfback swing as he uses it perfectly, although we do have a slip screen to Hines, and that goes for gain of 5. I will charitably say gain of 5, gain of 4 in actuality. But again, it's an interesting matchup because Hero Austin had one of the most efficient passing performances that anyone's had all cycle long. Of course, small sample size, we're only 2 weeks into the season. But Daniel Jones was cooking up some hot dots last week. Will that continue against a user who knows what he's doing as well as Ben does? We don't know yet so far. 1 for 1 as far as I'm concerned, as we have another interesting concept here. Saquon Barkley once again gets the ball. A very conservative kind of West Coast approach so far. We've seen Barkley with 3 handoffs already, and then, of course, Daniel Jones on the slip screen. This New York Giants wide receiving core is not the best, of course. They have Golden Tate, but he is very washed up as far as Madden goes. Sterling Shepard, of course, who actually might be the best one on the team. We got a whole lot of motion concepts going here as Warner able to react to it, and he goes to the deep end route, and Slayton comes down with it. Gain of 19 and a first down. CMAS says, Jesus, I'm done with Justin. I feel it. First down here at 32. So far, a very impressive drive as Richard Sherman was unable to guard Slayton there, and Daniel Jones put that on a rope because Richard Sherman was only like a half step behind him, but a strong offensive performance from Hero Austin so far as we have a first and 10 at 32 as it looks like Saquon Barkley is setting up for just a traditional halfback dive here. Again, it's going to be really imperative that Ben shut down Austin early because Saquon Barkley goes up the hole, and Barkley gets decleated, but able to fall forward, and I believe that's first down. Yes, it is. Gain of 10 and a half and a first down. Austin is really one of those users who the way he plays, like how effective he is offensively, is really dictated by the level of confidence he has. If he is confident and if he is feeling good as an offensive user, he's honestly pretty lethal. His offenses are up there at that point. He has put forth really strong offensive performances in the past on even some of the better users in the league. As we have an inside zone here, Saquon Barkley, really for the first time all game, gets wrapped up there at the line of scrimmage, gain of 1. He's one of those users who, the better he feels, it really impacts how well he plays. You can definitely, you can get him shook, you can get his confidence down, and then he kind of falls apart. But when he's rolling, it's an impressive sight to see. As now San Francisco asked to do something they maybe weren't expecting here on the first drive as the Giants are approaching the red zone here. And thank you so much, Chase, for subscribing. That is our first ever Twitch subscriber, and right on cue, Hines almost gets in the end zone as we have a gain of 18 at first down. Thank you so much, Chase. We love you. That is a tier 1 subscription. I mean, coming through with the subscriptions, y'all, this is the first time we've had the opportunity to, and it is quite the game to subscribe on here. First and goal at the 3 as Austin is cooking so far. Love to see this. It looks like he's setting up for a pistol concept here. Now, pistol, I personally have not loved in this Madden, but again, I know very, very little about. Ooh, as he gifts a tier 1 sub to myself. Thank you so much, Chase. I appreciate you. Truly the MVP. And I'm on your side, Team Chase. First goal of the 3 here as we have what looks like window dressing for a dive as he will punch it up the gut, and Saquon Barkley, unable to fall forward there, gets a gain of 1. And we have 2 gifted subs, by Chase. The other one is to CMAS. How ironic is that? He gifts the sub to the 2 announcers. I love you, Chase. I respect you. And again, for those of you, the rest of you who are watching, come through because this is the first time we've been able to get subscribers on this channel. Second goal to 2, we have trips to the right, and then I believe that's Sterling Shepard to the left, if I'm seeing that correctly. Looks like Austin not really knowing what he wants to do here. Motions Ingram, and this will be a power concept, and that gets locked up. Oh, he missed the tackle and a touchdown for Saquon Barkley. As Ben shot the gap perfectly, but unable to land the hit stick, just completely whiffed, to be honest with you. And in a very run-heavy opening drive, the New York Giants put it on the board. Touchdown, Giants.
His kick is good. Makes the score Giants 7.
Chase saying it was random, and I'm glad it was you guys. I didn't know it was random, to be honest with you, but thank you regardless, Chase. We most certainly appreciate it. As the Giants with a very strong start. Again, a very West Coast approach. We only really saw them go downfield once as Austin Mabelhole almost broke through the second level there. We could have seen the first kick return touchdown that I think I've seen all Madden 21 long, if I remember correctly. But we will see Ben take the field for the first time here. One of the very best offensive users. CMAS gives a sub to Taint. It's somewhere in his retirement home. I'm sure he very much appreciates that as we have a 4-man rush. Carson Wentz drops back for the first time. That's that throw out of sack ability. I'm telling you, I've said it in previous games. But knowing when to take a sack and knowing, when to get the ball off is going to be one of the things, of course, that separates elite users in the first couple years. I promise you, especially given the number of ducks that you can throw as you're getting sacked, the number of interceptions. As Morty subscribes to tier 1, thank you, Morty. I love you. I appreciate you. My longtime podcast co-host, as we have a seam shot and an interception by Love. Austin with a very strong start here, and I don't know what the thought process was there for Ben, as Love takes it all the way to the 44. And again, a strong start here for Austin. Austin definitely the underdog heading into this game, as well as the NFC East being an underdog in terms as far as divisions go. Very strong start here, 7-0, and Taint is continuing to give sub he got from CMAS. We appreciate you, CMAS, as we have a strong power, and Richard Sherman, longtime Seahawk now, 49er, wraps him up, loss of 4. I believe the first loss of yardage we've seen from the New York Giants so far this game.
28-yard line.
Again, y'all, we appreciate your subs. We appreciate your participation in the Twitch chat. If you're watching this, let me know. We love you all. And Chase saying, guys, I'm telling you, Austin's going to be a threat this Madden. I mean, I said it. I said in my podcast, I thought Austin was clearly the best user in the division. It seemed like that was general consensus, but it's looking like, so far, Austin's looking very strong here as he will go to the short out route. Saquon Barkley gets rocked, but it's probably going to be holding regardless, if I saw that correctly. Yes, holding on Will Hernandez, the left guard, and we have a second very long here, 2nd and 24. And Taint gives 5 subs. Oh my goodness. A sub to Cook, a sub to Ocho, to Justin, to Cam, and to Dane. Let's go, Taint. Exactly, Chase. You absolutely love to see it. Thank you so much, Taint. I think, if I remember correctly, I think Taint will be playing later tonight. Make sure to tune into that. And even if he's not, of course, the Cowboys, much beloved in our hearts. As Saquon Barkley gets a hole, and this is the strong power concept I was talking about earlier. A smart play call there in 2nd and very long. It's clear that Ben was not expecting it. Gain of 11. Sets up a slightly more manageable 3rd and 13. And if it's slightly pixely, y'all, I apologize for that. That is not on my end. That's on Austin's end. Not everyone has the crisp, CMAS quality, coded quality stream. So we make do. Hopefully y'all can see what's going on. I definitely can. As we have a series of defensive adjustments here by Ben as he is once again, as Austin is once again motioning Ingram to the left, and I do not see anyone open. They may have that corner route as he will throw it and somehow get it to Tate, but that ends up being really, well, I guess charitably a gain of 2. But again, that's one of those risky decisions right there. Throwing out a sack, especially in a situation where you're not going to pick up the first down regardless. That is going to be one of these separating components there, as we have a really awful punt there. And I don't know what the flag is, but I saw someone get decleated there in terms of the passing. Okay, illegal block in the back on DJ Hayden, and of course, Austin will take that. And for the second time today, Ben takes the field. Taint says, love you guys and all your work. I'm scared of Saquon. Aren't we all, brother? Aren't we all? I know how powerful Saquon is for Madden 19. He is an absolute god of a Madden running back. And he will be all cycle, too. Still very young. And still with that evasive ability. First attempt here at the 18, of course. A sloppy start from Ben as he threw a deep seam route that ended up being an interception to Love. We'll see what he does here as we have a handoff to Tevin Coleman, and Coleman tries to jurtle, gets killed by the free safety, but able to hang on to it. And, there was this notion that jurtling into hit sticks would lead to a whole lot of fumbles. I have not seen that in my experience. In a lot of these games I've announced, there's been a lot of jurtling and a lot of hit sticks, and I've seen very few fumbles as a result, but of course could happen later as Tevin Coleman bounces down the middle there. That is a gain of 15 and first down. That's going to be really important here for Ben to establish his running game, especially after a very shaky start by Carson Wentz.
Gain of 15. First down.
Ben, one of the very best users in this league at diagnosing defensive coverages, making those hot routes, and just throwing some hot dots. We'll see what happens there as we have our 3rd straight handoff to Tevin Coleman, and this time he gets locked down. That is Lorenzo Carter with tackle there. Lorenzo Carter, one of my absolute favorite players to use in Madden 19. He is a speedy linebacker that, back when users were better, you could get a ton of user picks with him.
43-yard line.
Appreciate all y'all who are watching. Let me pull up pull it up real quick. We got CMAS in here, we got Chase in here, we got Cook, we got Morty, we got Taint. I love you all and I appreciate you all as Carson Wentz drops back. Only a 3-man rush, ends up going to the out route. Ben and his out seem a better duo, although that was not a deep out. It goes for gain of 6, and now we have 3rd and 3. Again, if it gets pixely at different times, I apologize. There's not much I can do about that. I can try to... Yeah, I mean, the source is 720 pixels, so again, not a ton I can do about that. We will have better quality streams here moving forward. Again, this is the historic one, our first affiliated stream, and thank you. Everyone tells CMAS thank you in the Twitch for setting this all up, because none of this would be possible without him. He put in all of the legwork, and he is to be gone for this, as Love with his 2nd interception of the game, and Love may take this deep. Love gets all the way to the 48, and already in the first quarter, 2 interceptions here by Ben's San Francisco 49ers and by Carson Wentz. A very uncharacteristically shaky start here from Ben. Who knows how much of this is carryover from week 1, is a 31-0 blown lead against Cloud. I'll only bring that up like 100 more times this game. We have 1st and 10. Now it's important, strong start from Austin, but, you know, still only up 7-0. Still go with a pretty West Coast approach here as he dumps it off straight to Saquon Barkley, and Richard Sherman does get the wrap-up tackle. That is a gain of 7 as we approach the end of the first quarter. I gotta say, man, really, really strong start here from Austin. He's looked patient offensively. He's looked calm and composed. He has not taken any dumb risks. And Ben, on the other hand, with 2 pretty egregiously bad interceptions by his standards, is at this point I'm going to assume that Justin is not rejoining. So it's going to be a solo commentary. Hopefully the only time you ever hear a solo commentary. We usually try to have at least 2 people in this, as Saquon Barkley cuts to the outside and Richard Sherman decleats him, but Barkley able to hang on to it, gain a 6 and first down. And that was actually something I noticed against Cloud too. Ben, especially even more so than Madden 20, he is launching some pretty suspect hit sticks this year. That's going to be something where, you know, if you've got the stick skills, if you're a strong running user, especially a user who's really good in the open field, you may be able to victimize Ben because he is not going for those wrap-ups. He is trying to decleat people. He's trying to end lives pretty much every play from what I've seen. So Austin doing a good job there of avoiding multiple tackles before ultimately getting the first down, as we have a play action here, and he will once again hit the flats. And that is Rashad Penny, it looks like, former Seahawk. Shout out to him, 2nd and 6 of the 36. Again, hitting the flats can be really imperative, especially with how important getting your athletes into open spaces this year. That's something that I've been trying to do more in my game, and that's something that it looks like Austin is really trying to do. Really efficient performance here so far, just like week 2 from what we've seen so far. Maybe Chase is right. You know, maybe Austin is truly a user to be feared heading into even the playoff season. We'll have to see. Still a long time until that, though, as we have a 2nd and 6 as we approach the end of the play. Jones going to have to get the snap off as he, just gets it off. I didn't think he was going to be able to get that. As no one really open here, as he will drop way back, and that is an awful, it's 2 people drop the pass. Oh, that's really tough because that was a pick 6 if the 49ers were able to hang on to it. 2 different defenders went for it at the same time, and both of them ended up dropping it as a result. That's really, really tough right there. 3rd and 6 at the 36. And that's the first real bad decision that Austin's made all day. I mean, you can't just chuck that up into double coverage like that, especially with a throw out of sack, as Ben gets stuck on the D line, as we will have a post route and a first down for Golden Tate. Tate, very low-key, one of the best route runners there is in this league, still to this day, and that is a gain of 16 and a first down. And for the second time today, Daniel Jones and company find themselves in the red zone. Tate with his second reception, the first one essentially went for nothing, so his first, real reception, I guess I should say, is, again, Austin looking like, other than that absolute bailout he got on the last play, looking like a pretty solid user so far. And as you see, CMAS posts the updated donation link. That is the best place to donate. That makes sure we will get, the entirety of the cut as opposed to Twitch getting some of it. Some of that's going to go back into the league in terms of creating great content for you guys, as we have a slip screen here to Saquon Barkley, and Saquon Barkley able to get a gain of 5. Some of that's going to go into creating good content for the rest of you. Keep the high standard that we've set so far. And then some of that's going to go to a humble host steak dinner. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very excited, y'all. 2nd and 5 of the 15. As again, Daniel Jones looking very solid here early. Saquon Barkley with the majority of the touches, both in the running game and the passing game, really, at this point. The CMAS looks like he's tinkering with the lengths here, as Saquon Barkley's open once again, does not go to it. Instead goes to Slayton, and Slayton with the first down. Slayton able to get all the way to the 4-yard line, and Daniel Jones once again 8 for 9 here. Again, that one incompletion should have been a pick, but very efficient performance so far, and this is going to be crucial here from Ben's perspective. When does he start really pressing up with his coverage to try to take away the flats and force Austin to throw downfield? As we have, it looks like a trap concept as Saquon Barkley gets taken down immediately. That is a loss. That's a harsh spot. I'm going to say loss of 1 there. 2nd and goal at the 6. And excuse me, the wham concept, not trap concept. At some point, it was either Madden 19 or Madden 20. I can't remember, but I know the wham concept was like super overpowered. Not so much there as that goes for loss of 2, 2nd and goal. So he might be saying for jet sweep here. I've never loved jet sweeps inside the red zone like this. It feels like a bit of a cute play call, but he might be audible. Yeah, he's audibling out of it. Austin with a very strong performance here so far. This would raise eyebrows, I gotta say, if Austin's able to make this happen here. Saquon Barkley gets to the outside, and that is an easy touchdown for the New York Giants. And Barkley, once again, as he throws hands at the cameraman. I don't know what that was, but Barkley looking very strong here. And Ben gonna have to respond maybe quicker than he would have liked here. 14-0 Giants. As the kiss of death comes through once again, the extra point is no good. That is 13-0 Giants. I really should just shut my mouth when it comes to these predictions and extrapolations here. Is the 49ers get the ball for the third time here. 2 interceptions to start the game for Ben, and it's going to be really interesting here to see how he adapts. We've seen him take a couple deep shots. They have not worked. I would expect to see a heavy dose, of Tevin Coleman here, especially given that the running game has generally been working so far. He's generally been able to break past that first level. I would expect to see a really heavy run game here. Although Ben finds himself in the position he's not really used to, down by multiple possessions. And as soon as I said that, he goes to the passing play, and that is as Jordan Reed drops the ball there. Former Gator, has like 10 concussions in real life. I feel really bad for him, but there he drops it. It looked like an open seam route, but that's where he probably just got to go for the possession catch. 2nd and 10 here at the 25. Carson Wentz through 1.5 quarters, only 6 passing yards on the day. As for the second straight time, Carson Wentz drops back, and he goes to the hitch route, and that is George Kittle, probably the best receiving tight end, especially in the league. And we have 3rd and inches here, and for the first time today, Ben goes no huddle. I can expect an inside zone here, given the... goes back for the 3rd straight time as he goes to the flats immediately. Tevin Coleman jukes a man, falls forward for a gain of 14 and a first down. That might be... Well, that is the longest passing play of the day. It might be the longest overall play of the day for the 49ers. Strong check down there. You don't usually hear those 2 words together, but didn't really have anyone open down the field, so smartly goes to the check down, and that's something we're going to have to see Ben do a lot more here as he tries to put an actual drive together really for the first time all game. Again, only 10 offensive plays. The Giants have been dominating the time possession battle as well. 13-0 here. 1st and 10 is we have a 4th straight passing play as he goes up the middle, and Pettis breaks 1 tackle, unable to break the second, but that is a gain of 37 on the first down, and Ben's starting to cook here in the passing game. And for the first time, he reaches the red zone.
And a 49er first down.
We've seen 4 straight passing plays from Carson Wentz and company. Will we see a 5th here? Tevin Coleman really has not gotten the ball, which again surprises me, but you can't argue with the results here. 1st 10 of the 12, and as Austin makes a series of adjustments, again, gotta disguise your coverages against Ben if you're gonna win. Okay, another 4-man drop, and he goes immediately to the short out route, and Reed once again drops it, and that's gonna be frustrating from Ben's perspective because 2 straight targets here to Jordan Reed. Both have been drops on what looked like relatively easy completions. Yeah, Ben not even pretending to establish the run here, which again, I'm a little surprised just based on Tevin Coleman's efficiency so far. I mean, he has something like 7-8 yards per carry. What we see in here, I guess, is the question, is we have a gun split panther concept. One of my favorite formations in the game right here. It's Carson Wentz makes a series of adjustments. We also have not seen Austin blitz that much. I wonder if that's something we'll see here moving forward. As Austin, once again, trying to disguise his coverage as best as he can. Drops back. We've seen a whole lot of man coverage. Ooh, as Coleman drops it. And, man, these 49ers receivers, man, I know Coleman's a running back, but these 49ers pass catchers are really struggling to hang on to the ball right now. At least 3 drops that we've seen here so far by this 49ers wide receiving core is now Wentz forced to take a shot to the end zone here, potentially 3rd and 10 of the 12 as he once again makes a litany of adjustments. Only a 3-man rush as Wentz takes off, and Carson Wentz lowers the shoulder and gets into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. As he spikes the ball, Carson Wentz with a strong power run right up the gut there, and Ben is back in this game for the first time. 13-7 Giants, and Austin, for the first time all day, gets punched in the mouth.
13, 49ers 7. Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
Valentine is back there. That's a name that longtime Better League users will certainly remember, as we have a 1st and 10 here at 25. Austin takes the field for the first time in a while. That was a long, sustained drive there by the 49ers, but time not even remotely concerned here, as we still have over 4 minutes remaining in the first half, As we have an RPO concept, and he does go to the bubble screen and will take it past Ward. He does not. Ward able to bring him down. And again, very conservative passing game, very efficient passing game here for Daniel Jones. Only 8 yards, well, only 7.2 yards per attempt technically, but a high completion percentage, and Daniel Jones cooking here early. This looks like that X factor passing ability or pass rusher ability is activated for the right end. Will we see as he gets locked up, even though he's X factor? And Daniel Jones rolling out the wrong way here. Although will he get the first down? Yes, he does, and smartly goes out of bounds. That is a gain 5 and the first down. That is gonna be really imperative for Austin to make blocking adjustments now that that X factor is activated, at least until it becomes deactivated. I expect to see Austin at least take notice of that and at least change his play calling, if nothing else. First and 10 here looks like he's setting up for the slip screen here to Saquon Barkley, if he likes the look, which he should. Is Barkley is wide open, although unable to get it to him as Daniel Jones gets hit right as he gets that ball off. A timing issue there. Probably should have thrown it, a half second sooner. Thank you, CMAS, for figuring out all the links. You can see, follow our Twitter page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please donate to my steak dinner. We got plenty of content for y'all coming for the rest of Madden 21. It's only going to get better and better. And again, CMAS with these red zone streams, the first, I won't say the first real one, but the first one where he has everything set up. It's an awful throw. Oh, Slayton almost comes down with it. I thought that was a sure pick as it drops to the ground. I don't know what.
HC30 donated $5. Get you a bean burrito, bub.
Oh, I'm gonna get me a bean burrito, baby. There's a Chipotle right across the street from me. Let's get it. I might go there as soon as this game's over. Thank you so much, Chase. And that's the first time I've heard the bot read out the donation, so that kind of took me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie to you, but thank you, Chase, and I hope to see you. In many more of these streams. 3rd and 10 to the 36. Daniel Jones forced to convert to 3rd and long here for one of the first times all game, as we have a motion here. Austin doing a lot of pre-snap motion here as we have a touch pass, to Saquon Barkley. Interesting play call there. I mean, if you're gonna run it, I guess, do something like a touch pass where you could potentially get your guy into open field, but unable to quite get the yardage he needed there, and he will be forced to punt the ball away. 4th and 3. This is going to stay in bounds, and we're going to see what Austin's able to do here. As he gets decleated immediately and somehow able to hang on to the ball. That was a bone-crushing hit right there by the gunner. And now San Francisco, after really their first strong drive of the game, able to hang on to it, and we will see him take the field. Oh, Justin's back. Are you good to commentate now? Okay, your audio's really low, so Okay, yeah, you can't commentate if it's that low. I'm sorry. I can barely hear you.
Number 26, Tevin Coleman, the ball carrier.
Okay,
Carter brought him down.
all right, well, yeah, try to figure that out. 2nd and 1 here at the 23 as we have a stretch concept here to Tevin Coleman, and Coleman able to break a tackle. Tevin Coleman gets it all the way to 33. Looks like it could have gone for even more there, as CMAS says, don't let it startle me. I'm sorry, man. That's the first time I've ever heard it in streams I've been doing. I'm locked in net, though, now. I'm used to it. First 10 here, the 33 is San Francisco. After what was a very shaky first quarter, again, a strong drive, the one before this, and now looking to potentially take the lead here heading into halftime, which would be, honestly, a coup. As a loony cuz subscribes at tier 1. Big shout out to you, Ryan. We appreciate you, and go NFC East. The NFC East with a very strong start here to this game so far, and I'll actually play another NFC East member as soon as this game's over. Shout out to Cook. 1st and 10 here at 33 as Wentz drops back. Again, going very pass heavy, and he will go to Austin. And once again, this 49ers wide receiving core with a case of the drops here. 2nd and 10 to the 33.
Incomplete. Coverage defensively by Logan Ryan.
Again, a very pass-heavy offense here from the San Francisco 49ers, really after the first quarter. I don't know if that's the adjustments I would have made necessarily, but so far you got to say it's working. 13-7 Giants as we are under the 2-minute warning. As Carson Wentz will once again drop back for the umpteenth time, he will go to the drag route, and this is Tevin Coleman. Coleman getting a lot of touches in the passing game so far. Only 5 completions for Wentz. I feel like more than that, good lord. But 1st 10 at the 47, another
A gain of 14.
nice check down there
First down,
by San Francisco. Lorenzo Carter with the tackle. Cloud with our first Prime subscription. We absolutely love to see it. A big shout out to Cloud. Much love to you. Cloud got to be loving what he's seeing here because he came back from a 31-0 deficit against Ben, and I'm sure that's something that he will hold over Ben really for the rest of the cycle, as he will once again go the dump off. This is Tevin Coleman, and Coleman able to juke a man, almost jukes another one, and it looked like we could have had a fumble animation there, but Woodyard ends up getting the tackle. Big love to y'all, man. We've seen a whole lot of subscriptions. We've seen a whole lot of comments in here. Keep them coming. This is an exciting game so far. You know, you always want to announce close games. We are batting 1,000 so far in terms of announcing close games. This one, 13-7 here, heading into 47 seconds remaining as we have a first down by Tevin Coleman in our first time out.
Wesley Woodyard on the tackle. 2 yards.
Let's see what we got in here now. We still got C-Mass. We got Chase. We got, I was about to say Dan. We got Ocho. We got Cook. We got Lunico. We got Morty. And we got Taint again. We love you all so much. And hopefully as the cycle keeps going, you know, as C-Mass keeps doing this thing, as we all keep putting our content grind in, we can see these viewing numbers climb and climb even more here. The solo comm's difficult, I'm not going to lie to you, but we're making it work. First center with 42 as he will drop back and go to the vertical route, and Curtis Samuel somehow, or was that Debo Samuel? Debo Samuel, again, at some point I was going to misidentify a player. It's a minor miracle that it took this long. Debo Samuel with the catch. That's kind of sad because I was trying to trade for Debo Samuel too. I don't know how I made that mistake, but regardless, a strong pass and catch there from Ben, and we have a first and goal here at the 1. And now if you're Austin, after really a strong first half, could still potentially be down here as Tevin Coleman gets killed and unable to reach the end zone here. Looked like he had there was a big hole to the right there. I'm surprised he didn't just, cut to the right as soon as he got the ball, but tried to punch it up the gut and unable to do so. And now, time not an issue with 2 timeouts. We're probably just going to see him punch it up the gut again here. Carson Wentz making some adjustments. Watch time a little bit. We have a toss play, a sweep play, and the blocking is perfect, and that is a touchdown for the 49ers, as it looks like Ben will take the lead here heading into halftime.
Robbie Gould lining up for the point after.
He does indeed, and this is 14-13 San Francisco. Now 14 seconds left and 1 timeout. I don't expect to see the Giants put any points on the board here. It'd be kind of a miracle if they do. Interesting first half, man, and you kind of have to say a tale of 2 quarters. After the first quarter, it looked like Austin was really in the driver's seat, a very dominant, efficient performance from him, but started making a couple of mistakes in the second quarter, I got to say. Started throwing a couple of ducks up, and as we have a Wildcat read option concept, except I don't know if I do this with Golden Tate. Golden Tate gets loose, and Golden Tate almost gets through there as a gain of 16 and a first down. I was about to say I don't know if I do that with Golden Tate because he's not particularly fleet of foot. But, I got shot out based on that 16-yard gain, and now we will probably see Daniel Jones take a shot to the end zone. Shout out to the fail Mary. We've seen Golden Tate get touchdowns in this exact position before, as it looks like he will set up for the RPO, and this is another bubble screen concept. Not the first time we've seen that from the New York Giants, as he will get a gain of 4, setting up for a slightly more manageable shot at the end zone here. And at this point, you have to take it with 5 seconds left. Little interesting that the 49ers secondary hasn't dropped back more, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So he will take a shot here. Tries to weave around. Oh, as Slayton almost skied 5 different 49ers defenders here, but that is halftime. 14-13 49ers. And do we have upset watch here in New York? Austin, again, with a strong performance so far, but he'll have to make a couple adjustments because Ben starting to figure things out offensively. As that kick return goes for gain 22 all the way to the 22-yard line, and now San Francisco will take the field once again. Carson Wentz with really a first quarter to forget with 2 interceptions on back-to-back drives, but in the second quarter he's looked calm and composed. It's been a very pass-heavy attack, almost an air raid style from Ben's San Francisco 49ers, but it has worked so far, and we have a play-action boot as he will go immediately to the flats, and this is George Kittle with a gain of 8. George Kittle, man, a Madden nightmare as far as I'm concerned. He is such a mismatch for, overmatched linebackers. You got to put a corner or safety on him at all times in the passing game because he can cook some guys, especially with, the lower changes of direction. Or I should say with change of direction ability in this game. 2nd and 2 here at the 30. After that, dump off goes for a gain of 8 as we will likely see... Okay, we see him Drop back here as he will go once again up the seams and almost intercepted again, although Kittle somehow able to come down with it. I really thought that the corner was going to be able to jump that route, but Ben, oh, excuse me, y'all. Ben fit it in absolutely perfectly, and that is a gain of 24 and a first down. Austin starting to pinch his line, perhaps seeing the inside zone coming as he mans Woodyard up. This is something I've seen here from Austin a couple times, is he mans up his user, but he doesn't necessarily follow his guy, although he does there. Very good user work there, as that is a clear interception to Bradbury, and Bradbury gets loose, and we may have a pick six here in MetLife Stadium. An uncharacteristically awful read by Wentz. Touchdown, Giants. As Wentz's third interception, he pays dearly for. 19-14, and we will see the Giants go for it to make it a 7-point game. Shocking there. I mean, Ben has been cooking for... Oh, he ends up taking his extra point. Excuse me. It looked like he was considering it at one point, but as that would go through 2014. I mean, Ben looked really solid there for the second quarter, and then, you know, that drive leading up to that play, but just not the type of passing performance overall from Ben that you're used to seeing. I mean, we've seen 3 interceptions already, and really, you know, none of those interceptions were unlucky or anything. I mean, they were just flat-out bad reads. I mean, I started to question how Cloud ever went down 31-0, honestly. Maybe that should be the big story heading out of that game. As the kick return goes to the 19-yard line, and now San Francisco will take back over. 8:32 remaining in the third quarter. And again, Ben finding himself in a position that he may feel a little uncomfortable with here. Not used to being down against, you know, no disrespect, but against users like Austin. Users, you know, who have not competed for Super Bowls necessarily. First and 10 to the 19. As we have a handoff here, maybe a little gun shy after that last pick. And yeah, CMAS saying, wow, what was he looking at, excuse me? I have no clue, because that was just an atrocity of a pass. I mean, that's the type of pass that I make, and that's, you know, that's a flaming insult, because I make some garbage-ass reads. 2nd and 7 here at the 22.
Hello?
Are you good now?
Do you sound better?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can still barely hear you. Justin, just don't worry about it, honestly. We'll figure it out later. Is that deep ball to Jordan Reed. He's somehow able to complete it, wildly underthrown, but Reed able to come back to it. And that is a gain of, quick maths, 33 and a first down. Jordan Reed finally didn't drop it that time. The other 2 targets he got, he just dropped both of them, but they're able to make it work as we have 1st and 10 here as Wentz drops back once again, who might have the verticals, did not go to it, and he'll be forced to throw this ball away. I saw an open route deep that maybe Wentz could have lofted in there, but unable to get it in. And now it is 2nd and 10 here at the 45 as Carson Wentz once again sets up here in a single back concept as he will go to a toss play. Interesting play call here. Tevin Coleman, who almost gets the blocking, and that was weird because it looked like he was engaged, but then like suddenly disengaged from the block. I don't know what that was. As you can see in the bottom there, 0-2 Bears versus 0-2 Falcons. CMAS, I gave you the pep talk earlier. Excuse me, you got to win that game. Don't let Nick do you like that. 3rd and 8 here at the 43 is Carson Wentz once again makes a litany of adjustments. At some point, momentum playing a factor here as Woodyard, as he takes a deep shot, and Deebo Samuel, the former Gamecock, touchdown 49ers. And Samuel dances on him. I did not see the route open whatsoever, but of course Ben will take those deep shots better than anyone else in this league as the extra point goes through. 21-20, San Francisco 49ers. And we have a barn burner here in the second half. 49ers up by 1.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And after such a strong defensive performance from these Giants, especially in the first quarter, Ben's starting to take the top off the defense a little bit, and now Austin's going to have to both adjust on defense and then also keep up with them offensively here as we have another strong power concept, and that gets locked down completely. There were no lanes for Barkley to run through. Loss of 1 as it looks like Ben might be starting to stack the box a little bit more, starting to prepare a bit for this, again, very West Coast, very conservative approach here from Austin's New York Giants so far. Daniel Jones drop back once again. We have a series of drag routes here. That looks like illegal contact. I'm a little surprised it wasn't called, although actually I guess that was less than 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, so I shouldn't talk as
It's a gain of 6. Brings up third
we have a 3rd and 5 here. Excuse me, I've got a quick text that I had to check there. It's one of my professors. 3rd and 5 here at the 30. I'm good now, though, as we have a deep shot, and Sterling Shepard is wide open, and that is a 70-yard touchdown, Giants. And man, after a very tentative first quarter here, and a really tentative first half here in terms of both users' offensive approaches. Excuse me. We're starting to get chunk play after chunk play here, and now the Giants able to hang with Ben's San Francisco 49ers here. A surprising result as we have the extra point go through 27-21, and eyes all across the NFC, boys, because this, Austin's impressed me so far, but I would not have expected him to stick with Ben necessarily, but here we are midway through the 3rd quarter. Giants up by 6, and now Tavon Austin and company will take the field once again as he may have a hole, tries to go up the middle, falls forward. Impressive kick return there, goes all the way to 28. The NFC East especially, man, I'm sure Cook's watching this, I'm sure Lunica is watching this, I'm sure Taint's watching this. It's concerning when one of your division mates beats Ben, that's all I'm going to say. We haven't gotten there yet. Of course, this could go any number of directions, but Austin doing a really good job of staying with one of the best offensive users in the better league. 1st and 10 at the 28 is Carson Wentz. After a touchdown drive, we'll have to pick right back up where he left off as the stretch goes for, well, it didn't go for a gain of anything. 2nd and 10 at the 28. And it's interesting, like we're starting to see, we're starting to see both users stack the box a little bit more with their defenses, and as a result, I haven't heard that. As Cam gifts 5 subs to the Better League community, to Cody, Alex, Fern, Kushofi, I don't know who that is. I'm probably being wildly disrespectful right now, I apologize. Let me know who that is. As Tyrell King as well. Big shout out to you, Cam. We absolutely love to see it. And Steele says Ben is overrated. He doesn't get good till he trades more than 5 times. I mean, Ben... Yeah, Ben is not known as one of the better early season users historically. That may actually... I probably should have seen that coming, as we have a read option here. Interesting play calls. Carson Wentz tries to juke and a fumble, but he may end up getting more yards as a result of this as Skull, whoever that was, picks it back up. And that is 3rd and 7 to 31. Man, I do not like, we saw Cody do that a couple times. I was actually able to force a fumble on that. These read options with immobile quarterbacks, not that Joe Burrow's immobile, but he's not exactly Michael Vick out there. I don't know if I love the look necessarily, but everyone seems to do it, so maybe everyone knows something I don't. 3rd and 7 here at the 31 is Wentz to drop back. He has the crosser wide open, does not go to it. Instead, throws it into triple coverage, and that is an interception by Logan Ryan. Is he able to stay on his feet? Okay, just kind of trips over Woodyard there, but Carson Wentz's 4th interception of the day, boys. I mean, Ben, historically Ben is known for having a pretty volatile passing offense. Like, he will have games where he throws tons of interceptions, but not against these New York Giants. Usually it's against guys like Dan or whoever. I mean, I'm surprised by Ben. I thought we'd see a better performance than this, especially coming off of the motivation from the 31-0 blown lead. Shout out to Cloud as I went for gain of 7, as we now have 2nd and 3 to the 25s. We have again a Wildcat concept here as he way stacked the box, and that time it is locked up, and Ben got victimized by the Wildcat a couple times, unwilling to get victimized by it again as the counter goes for a loss of 3 as we have 3rd and 5.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 3rd down and 5.
Kushofi is Phil. Okay, thank you. That did not used to be a switch handle, I can tell you that, but now I know. 3rd and 5 here as we have a stretch concept is Saquon Barkley breaks loose a perfect reading of the blocks there, and no one's going to catch the former Penn State Nittany Lion. Touchdown, Giants. And he retakes a multi-possession lead. And man, every drive that passes, Austin looking more and more impressive here. When the Ocho overreaction article comes out, I think we're going to see Austin get a huge boost in terms of the power rankings, in terms of the league's perception of him, because he has looked very solid this game in general. You know, a couple of questionable decisions, one of which, again, should have been a pick six that he got unlucky on. But overall, Austin really looking like the better user here so far. 34-21. And now, listen, man, still all the time in the world if you're Ben. You know, I'm sure he's not worried about the time per se, but he's got to be reeling a little bit because I guarantee you he did not see this result coming here. Giants up by 13 with exactly 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And now San Francisco really forced to adjust here because based on what we've seen so far, you know, if the Giants end up needing to run a ball control offense here, you know, if they're up in the fourth quarter trying to drain some clock, they can very much do that with Saquon Barkley and company. They've been able to move the chains pretty consistently when they go with a conservative West Coast approach. So Ben does not want to find himself in that position. First 10 here as the slip screen gets read perfectly by Austin, and that is a loss of 5. Loss of 5, really. Okay, second and 15 here at the 21 is we have no huddle here. Probably a little bit too early to go no huddle, in my opinion. I mean, we're still in the third quarter, excuse me, but maybe Ben sees something he likes here as he drops way back, and he will go deep. I don't know what. Oh, it's Deebo Samuel somehow comes down with it, and that is roughing the passer. So actually, now the 49ers getting the ball all the way at the Giants' 12-yard line, and Austin does not like what he sees here. He's disgusted by that call. I just assumed it was holding. I didn't even see the roughing the passer, but that is quite the break there for the 49ers. I mean, first off with the mossing by Deebo Samuel, and then second off with the roughing the passer call, giving the 49ers the ball at the 12-yard line. And yes, C-Master, absolutely correct. Ben knows better than anyone that the games isn't over till it's over. You'd love to see that. First down here at the 12. As Carson Wentz really trying to punch into the end zone at this point, make it a one-possession game once again, as we see a ton of adjustments here from Austin. No one really open, goes up the seams, and George Kittle unable to come down with it. Really nice coverage there by the linebacker. This is 2nd and 10 at the 12. Dan, C-Master, absolutely right about that. 2nd and 10 here, and again, I think we'll see a lot more coverage disguising here, a lot more audibles from Austin, as it's still been working here so far. You know, he's really been trying to change up the defensive looks, trying to force Ben into uncomfortable positions, and again, 4 interceptions don't lie here, as he will go to Deebo Samuel, touchdown! 49ers, and Deebo Samuel starting to cook here, man. He may be the leading receiver for either team. As after a very tentative first quarter and a half, once again, both offenses opening up here. I think we've seen 4 straight touchdowns combined here. It is 34-28 Giants. As Ballantyne will call a fair catch here. Now Austin Austin forced to take the field once again, and this is going to be really interesting from Austin's perspective. We've seen him really hold his nerve here, as you can see Saquon Barkley has his X Factor activated. Gonna have to sell out, stop the run now. Oh yeah, inside zone. Saquon Barkley bounces outside as Saquon Barkley tries to break 3 tackles, unable to do so, but he will fall forward for a gain of 5. 139 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day, very impressive. But you know, Austin's done a really good job of holding his nerve, of rolling with the punches here. You know, Ben scored a couple consecutive touchdowns, and Austin able to keep pace the whole time, but again, we'll have to see if he's able to do this all game long, as it looks like he's once again setting up those drag routes, setting up the flats for Saquon Barkley. What will we see here is Daniel Jones once again checking out the matchup, so that's something I don't even think of doing, as we have a drag route to Evan Ingram, and he gets killed, but that is a gain of 11 in the first down. Daniel Jones 14 for 18 on the day. Ingram, that's his first reception. I mean, shoot, I have Austin Hooper. It would be stupid to trade for a tight end, but if y'all are looking for a tight end, man, you need to trade for Evan Ingram, because if Austin's not going to implement him into his scheme, I mean, Evan Ingram, one of the biggest matchup problems there is as far as tight ends go, as he makes a series of adjustments. We have a counter out of gun. I love these counters out of gun, man. The power O's, the counters, the traps. It seems like they're pretty effective this year. Barkley falls forward for a gain of 6. As we approach the end of the third quarter, again, man, regardless of the result of this game, you know, regardless of how this final quarter ends up breaking out, you have to be pretty terrified of what you're seeing from Austin if you're a member of the NFC East. He has looked very solid here so far. Very, very solid. Second and 4 here is we have a pistol concept for one of the first times all game here by the New York Giants, and Ben really stacking the box. So this is interesting. I guess he's just really not afraid of the wide receivers, nor should he be, frankly, as Saquon Barkley cuts outside. And Saquon Barkley falls forward for a gain of 12. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, put your fours up in the chat. 34-28 Giants. We could see one of the bigger upsets of the cycle here.
49ers 28.
10 minutes to glory here from the Giants' perspective with ball at the 40-yard line. We'll see how conservative he gets. I mean, in my opinion, you still got to run your normal offense here. It is way too early to get ultra-conservative. We have a touch pass to Slayton, and Slayton able to break out. And Darius Slayton somehow gets past the entire defense. Touchdown, Giants. And Austin with 3 straight touchdowns in 3 consecutive drives here. This Giants offense looking potent here in MetLife Stadium.
Graham Gano on 40 extra point.
And you got to say, man, I mean, Austin's been, he's been varying up his play calls very well. He's been, he's had a pretty unique scheme. We've seen some wildcat concepts. We've seen some, like interesting running calls. In the passing game, it's generally been very conservative, but it's not like he's been spamming the flats. He's taken a couple deep shots too. And the New York Giants find themselves up 13 here in the fourth quarter against the San Francisco 49ers. And will we see, again, one of the bigger upsets of the cycle so far? 41-28 Giants. And the 49ers try not to fall to 1-2, man. I mean, that would be... Alex being 0-2, I think, is the biggest shocker, but that would be not too far behind it if Ben ends up being 1-2 after this game. Carson Wentz once again makes a series of adjustments as Austin really doing a good job of disguising his coverage, in my opinion. We'll see if Ben agrees with these. He goes to the out route for the first time all game as Deebo Samuel with the first down there, gain of 11.
Complete to Deebo Samuel.
And, Ben not spamming those out routes like he did in Madden 20. They may not be quite as effective, but Ben knows when to go to them. He'll sauce an out route real quick, and that does go for a first down. Really interesting game here, boys. This would be a big one again, as we have a deep shot to George Kittle and an interception from Peppers, and that he tried to fit it into a small hole there. It did not work out. Peppers able to jump the route, and now the Giants, with all the momentum in the world here, up by 13 as he really dances on him. Man, that was something there. First down at the 46, man. This is, again, a very strong performance from Austin, but coupled with that, what has Ben doing with some of these reads, man? 5 interceptions, and really all of them have been fairly obvious ones, fairly blatant ones. As we have a stretch concept, Saquon Barkley, as he will cut up field for a gain of 4. And I think Saquon Barkley might have the same X factor Nick Chubb does. Someone check me on that. But if that's the case, then the X factor does not wear off until he gets tackled for a loss. Like, you can keep it all game as long as it doesn't get tackled for a loss. So expect to see Saquon Barkley get plenty more touches as long as he's able to keep things moving here. 2nd and 6 at the 50. As Daniel Jones once again making a litany of adjustments, we will see him essentially take a deep shot here based on these routes as he cuts back. No one really open. Wide might end being open here as he, very smart by Austin, did not try to, oh my God, as Tart tries to tear Jones' ACL there. Very smart by Austin there. That's one of those underrated plays that I think may give Austin the win if he is able to hang on. Did not try to force it. Did not try to force that read, which looked like it could have been open for a second. Instead, as right on cue, Saquon Barkley, let's tackle for a loss, and this should be the end of his X Factor. Right on cue,
Fred Warner in on the tackle. It's a
did
loss
not
of
try to,
yards.
again, force it into the user. Instead, smartly scrambled for a first down as we have a 2nd and 11 here. Oh, yeah, he tried to fit in a small hole. Baby CMAS knows what I'm talking about as we have a slip screen here. We've seen plenty of slip screens from Barkley, from the Giants, and smartly waits for the blocking to set up and then gets a couple extra yards. 3rd and 4 here, the 32. And now, this is interesting if you're the Giants. If it's like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, I would actually go for it just on the concept that if you kick a field goal 44-28, that's still a 2-possession game. If I have like a 4th and 2, 4th and 3 look here, I'm trying to punch it up the gut with Barkley and A, hold on to the ball longer, and B, try to get that ultimate 3-possession lead. Saquon Barkley doesn't even need to worry about it, really. Inside zone goes for gain of 7 and a first down. Saquon Barkley, 22 rushes, 167 yards on the day. Very strong rushing performance from these New York Giants. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to the Better League Network. We're going to bring plenty more content for you moving forward. And follow our Twitter and subscribe to YouTube while you can. Saquon Barkley almost fits through the hole again. That is a gain of 1. It looked like they could have broken for more potentially, but Austin's New York Giants in control, man, you have to say. I mean, as long as they don't take any dumb risks here, as long as they are able to, not chew clock in the bad sense, but as long as they're able to run some clock down, able to get at least a 16-point lead here with the field goal heading into the remainder of the fourth quarter, they will find themselves in a very strong position as we have what looks to be the start of another counter setup here. Again, I really like these calls in Madden 21. It seems like the blocking sets up pretty consistently. Please don't let that be the kiss of death here as we have a counter. And what did I say? Oh, it's Saquon Barkley. And for one of the first times, Austin really screwed up there in terms of reading the hole. I mean, the entire left side of the field was wide open, but instead, maybe a little bit unlucky there, cut to the right, and that will be a gain of 2. 3rd and 4 here at the 19. And will we see him take a shot at the end zone here, potentially? This is a little interesting. Based on the defensive coverage I'm seeing, I would probably just do an inside zone low-key, but this is interesting. He's going to pass the ball here, and will he make one of his first mistakes all game? He drops back. No one really open. It's RB ends up being open, and Barkley able to keep both feet in bounds. Gain of 11 and a crucial, a potentially back-breaking first down. And now the 49ers, you have to get a stop here. Really, probably got to, you probably got to cause a turnover at this point because the clock's, keeping the clock still ticking, and we got a 13-point lead here heading into under 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. First and goal, 8. Daniel Jones once again going to make a series of adjustments. This is a stretch concept, and Hines almost gets through. That is not the first time we've seen Ben shoot the gap perfectly and then just miss the ball carrier or really weird stuff there from Ben's perspective, but unlike the first time, unable to take advantage there. Second goal to 9 is, once again, we have a wildcat concept here from Saquon Barkley and company. As we have an inverted veer as Saquon Barkley tries to cut it up the gut there, goes for a gain of 2, and we have 3rd and goal to 7. Now, will the Giants try to punctuate this with a touchdown, or will they just run the ball and take their 3 here? Heading into 4 minutes remaining, I would run the ball and take my 3 here personally, but we'll see what Austin does. Chase saying, I'll get to the messages after this play here. Daniel Jones hands it off at Power O concept and gets the blocking, and that might be game. Touchdown, Giants. A 3-possession lead and a potential statement victory here for the NFC East as a whole, and for Austin's New York Giants, man, a highly, highly impressive performance here. Really very few mistakes from Daniel Jones and company. Chasing Jesus, what happened 2.5 to 10 minutes. I think Austin's had a touchdown every single drive in the second half. So that's what's happened. 2-point conversion here. Try to get a 21-point lead. And no one open. He'll probably just have to throw this ball away. He's dropping way back. And I wouldn't do that because, he is able to hang on to the ball. But you don't want to risk having it taken back for a 2-pointer there. Regardless, man, 47-28. These New York Giants up by 19, a 3-possession lead. And now it's really going to take a miracle at this point for the 49ers to come back, especially given how efficient Austin's been. Tank saying I was watching from a distance, thought Saquon had 400 yards. That's, Ooh, as we have our first warning from the Nightbot. The Nightbot clamping down, saying stop spamming caps. How dare you, Ryan? How dare you spam caps in this Christian server? 1st and 10 here at the 29 as we are under 4 minutes remaining now as Carson Wentz drops back. No one open, goes to the slant route to, I keep wanting to say Curtis Samuel, man. It's my time as a Panther coming through here. First 10 of the 47. Debo Samuel there goes for a gain of 19. C-Mass saying, sheesh, I feel better about my loss now. I mean, yeah, man, Austin may be legit. Austin may be legitimately good this Madden. It's kind of what it's looking like so far. Although I try not to overreact to really small sample sizes from the start of the cycle, personally. Carson Wentz drops back as he will go to Pettis, and he tries to end his life, but Pettis able to get the possession catch down, and now, of course, Wentz going no huddle, trying to conserve as much time as possible, making a series of adjustments. Again, Austin doing a good job of adjusting the coverage, forcing Ben to really think here, as he will take the deep shot. This may be the 6th interception of the game. Interception by Peppers. And man, has Carson Wentz fallen off a cliff this game. That is his 6th pick. And I mean, the Giants, a really efficient offensive performance, but it's easy when the opposing team hands you the ball back 6 times. As Carson Wentz will really have to figure things out for the next game. As you can see there, a +6 turnover differential for the 49ers. Really rough stuff there. And now, for all intents and purposes, as Hines almost got through, I was about to lose my damn mind. That was about to be an 80-yard touchdown. But for all intents and purposes, the Giants have this one wrapped up, and man, not only does San Francisco drop to 1-2, not only is that a big storyline from this game, but Austin looking like a true threat, maybe for the first time in his Madden career in this league. Very, very solid performance from these New York Giants. Sets up for the RPO as Hines will take off, and the dive does not land, and Hines gets killed, but able to hang on to the ball. We have not seen, for the number of hit sticks there have been in this game, I don't think we've seen a single fumble, I apologize. I think Carson Wentz fumbled it once, but that was on a strip sack. We've not seen any fumbles in terms of these hit sticks, but we hit the 2-minute warning. I would guess we probably will not see any timeouts here from the 49ers. They probably know what the deal is at this point. And for those of you who are watching, tune into my stream after this because I'll be playing Cook pretty soon. Will Cook do me the way that Austin did Ben here? God, I hope not. Hines gets stuck in the line to off tackle, and with no timeouts being called, it looks like the New York Giants will win this game 47-28. Big congratulations to Austin. And again, thank you all for sticking around. We had some tech issues with Justin's ability to announce here. I'm hoping this is the only solo announcing I have to do all cycle, but I'd like to say it went pretty well, other than my standard humble host misspeaking. That's something you're all used to at this point. I didn't know Colt McCoy was still in the league, my God. But I appreciate you all, man. Again, our first affiliated stream, and I appreciate all of you who came through with the subs, who came through in the chat. Tune in tomorrow evening because I believe, CMAS, please correct me on this in the chat. I can't remember exactly what time it is, but sometime tomorrow evening, again, he'll let you know, we are going to have a truly one-of-a-kind red zone stream from CMAS. Still to be determined how many games will be in that stream, but CMAS throwing together something that the Bear League has never even conceived of, much less actually tried to do before. As the clock will run out, 47-28 win for the New York Giants. The Giants will go up to 2-1 on the year. The San Francisco 49ers drop down to 1-2. And I gotta say, man, the NFC West, we all thought that Ben was going to control the NFC West at least season 1. Looking like it could be a different situation here as the clock hits 0. Congratulations, Austin.
Today's final score, Giants 47, 49ers.
Yeah, I said it, CMAS. Cook may very well do me. He may very well bend me over. Yes, as CMAS posts 9 Eastern. Again, tune in to the Better League Network at 9 Eastern tomorrow. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for that matter. There will be a Better League Red Zone stream. And if you didn't see the first one, if you want to tune into the next one, it is one of the most impressive CFM-related things I've ever seen. So big shout-out to Justin. I was about to say shout-out to Justin. No shout-outs to Justin because he didn't even show up today. Shout-outs to CMAS for throwing that together, as well as throwing the Twitch page together, stepping up our content. Once again, congratulations to Austin, a 47-28 victory win over Ben San Francisco 49ers. And I'm going to tune out for this, and you all can catch me on my own stream in about 10 minutes for more Better League action. I am your play-by-play man and color commentator, for that matter, Connor Rice. Peace.